Alright, picture this. A fairy tale goes out on a Friday night, downs too many enchanted cocktails, tags its toxic ex, and accidentally sets an entire kingdom on fire. Emotionally, that's Once Upon a Broken Heart. 3 books, 1 cursed prince, a pink-haired heroine with the survival instincts of a goldfish in a blender. And absolutely no therapy anywhere in sight. Buckle up. First up, Evangeline Fox. Sweet, dreamy, and fully convinced happily ever afters are real. Which is adorable, until you remember her world treats happy endings like booby traps. She's the friend who cries at weddings, writes love letters, and thinks curses are just quirky character development. Pink hair, sparkly main character energy, and judgment so bad it should be a crime. Basically, Disney Princess Heart stuck in a fantasy soap opera. If you're still here, congrats! You've survived more curses than Evangeline. Maybe click something shiny as a reward? Now Jax, the Prince of Hearts. If Red Flag were a person, it would be him. He's cursed, broody, and lurks in shadows like he's prepping for a Twilight reboot. He's the guy your mom warned you about. Ruined your life, then smirks like, "You're welcome." He's magnetic because fantasy readers are weak for the "I can fix him" archetype. But Jax? He doesn't want fixing. He wants chaos. And snacks. Mostly chaos, though. And then we've got Prince Apollo. Golden armor, perfect smile, obsession issues big enough to need their own postal code. At first you're like, oh, finally, a safe option. Wrong. He's the type who'll take you on a walk, then casually drops, "Oh, by the way, I memorized your shoe size." Romantic? No. Creepy? Absolutely. So to recap, Evangeline, soft-hearted chaos magnet. Jax, chaos provider with cheekbones. Apollo, shiny golden chaos with boundary issues. Not a love triangle, a love circus. The drama kicks off with Evangeline heartbroken. Her great love is marrying someone else. Instead of crying into ice cream like the rest of us, she signs a deal with Jax. His bargains? They're like sketchy pop-up ads. You accept cookies and suddenly your entire future is compromised. No refunds. Jax tricks her into a curse. Her kiss becomes lethal. 1 smooch equals funeral. Cute, right? You'd think she'd stop kissing people. Nope. Evangeline's entire brand is bad decisions. Now her lips are basically medieval weapons. Then Apollo escalates. Starts off golden retriever sweet, then literally trades his heart for her. Not metaphorical, his actual organ. Sounds romantic until you realize Evangeline is now responsible for his cardiovascular system. No pressure. From here, the chaos spins like a wheel of misfortune. Memory wipes because once wasn't traumatic enough. Evil magic trees. Yep, even the landscaping wants blood. Love spells. Consent? Never heard of her. Betrayals? So many you'll need a notebook. Reading this is like binging a fantasy soap opera. Dramatic gasps, fainting, surprise murder attempts every 5 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe, because therapy bills aren't cheap and these characters definitely can't afford them. Now the triangle. Evangeline's stuck between cursed chaos of Jax and golden obsession of Apollo. In most young adult books, both sides of the triangle look tempting. Here, both scream, "Do not enter!" It's not, who will she choose? It's, how is she still alive? By the end of book 1, nobody's happy, everybody's cursed, and Evangeline's still swan diving into reckless choices. So where are we now? A heroine with murder lips, a golden prince 1 bouquet away from shrine building, and a cursed prince thriving on trauma. And if you're thinking, that's already too much, oh friend, book 2 looks at this circus and says, reset button, but worse. Book 1, cursed kisses, shady bargains, and 2 princes competing like it's The Bachelor, Cursed Kingdom Edition. Book 2, cute, now let's wipe her memory and ruin her life all over again. Evangeline wakes up and boom, her memories are gone. Again. Not just, oops, I forgot my birthday. No, this is a full factory reset. Every single lesson about maybe don't trust cursed men with jawlines sharp enough to cut glass, deleted. It's like someone unplugged her brain and forgot to reinstall the common sense software. And who's first on the scene? Jax. Because if there's chaos brewing, he's already in the front row with snacks. Hey, if you're still watching, congrats! You've lasted longer than Evangeline's memory. Might as well click something shiny as a reward. Here's the deal with Jax. He rarely lies. He just edits reality until it works for him. A smirk here, a half-truth there, and suddenly Evangeline thinks she made the choice herself. He's basically that guy who texts you at 2 a.m., "You up?" You know it's a bad idea, your brain is screaming, "Don't answer!" And somehow you're still typing back. Spoiler, it's never worth it. And even though Evangeline doesn't remember their past, her heart definitely does. Which is rude. Honestly, hearts should come with their own reset button. Meanwhile, Apollo is polishing his new image. Golden Retriever to guard dog. Still shiny on the outside, but underneath, obsession with a capital O. He's the guy who says, "I just want to keep you safe," but really means, "You're mine now, no refunds." Compliments, smiles, and then suddenly he's tracking your every move. Modern day Apollo? Oh, he'd demand your phone password for trust, and then grill you about why you spent exactly 53 minutes at Target. Sir, it was the clearance aisle. Chill. As if cursed men weren't enough, now the landscaping is hostile. The Tree of Souls doesn't whisper wisdom like some fantasy Yoda. It just feeds on blood and ruins everyone's week. Imagine needing therapy because of your garden. That's Evangeline's reality. Book 2 plays out like a fantasy soap opera with extra glitter. Betrayal stacked higher than pancakes at IHOP. Apollo, full stalker mode with a crown. Jax insisting he doesn't care, while clearly caring. Evangeline stumbling around memory wiped like it's a professional sport. Every chapter basically goes, "Evangeline, don't!" She does. "Evangeline, stop!" Too late. Evangeline, oh no, cursed again. Like, comment, subscribe, because therapy bills aren't cheap and this series keeps racking them up. Despite the brain wipe, the magnetic pull between them doesn't fade. She feels it, he feels it, and we definitely feel it. But just when something real might break through, bam! Curse, betrayal, or the evil tree barges in like it's late for rehearsal. Their love language? Sarcasm, curses, and the occasional attempted murder. If they ever tried couples counseling, the therapist would walk out mid-session and never come back. Evangeline's brain is blank, but her heart is out here dropping spoilers. Deja vu moments. A glance from Jax that hits too heavy. A phrase that lands too familiar. They sting in places she can't name. Falling in love once is painful. Falling in love twice with the same cursed disaster? That's emotional malpractice. Apollo thinks love equals possession. Jax thinks love equals destiny. Neither is healthy. Apollo goes, "You're mine." Jax goes, "You'll end up with me eventually." So Evangeline's options? Suffocating golden boy or chaos gremlin with cheekbones? Peak romance. The world runs on bargains, and each one is nastier than the last. Think you've already paid enough? Nope, there's always another clause, another trap, another sacrifice disguised as a gift. And the more bargain she strikes, the clearer it gets. Love itself is being twisted into a curse. Which, if we're being honest, is the trilogy's whole brand. Progress report. Even memory wiped, Evangeline's not completely helpless this round. She notices the cracks. The flinches when the tree is mentioned. The way Jax dodges direct questions. Still a chaos magnet, but now she's asking smarter questions. Baby steps. Growth is growth. And then there's that scene. Jax almost spills everything. The walls come down, the smirk vanishes, and for 1 second, you can practically hear the story holding its breath. And then, snap. Armor back up, smirk reloaded, vulnerability deleted. Jax can't hold sincerity longer than a sneeze. Meanwhile, Apollo spirals harder. The more Evangeline resists, the more controlling he becomes. And the scariest part? He thinks it's noble. Villains who know they're villains? Manageable. Villains convinced they're the hero? Absolute nightmare fuel. If you've survived this far, hit that button. Don't let the algorithm betray us like Apollo did. Book 3 doesn't ease in. It kicks down the door, yelling, "Surprise! Everything's worse now!" If Book 1 and 2 were messy, this one's a demolition derby with crowns, curses, and absolutely zero breaks. Evangeline's memories don't return like a sweet highlight reel. Nope, they come back like glitchy pop-up ads. A laugh here, a heartbreak there, a random smell of rain that makes her want to scream. Usually these updates happen while some prince is lecturing her about how his plan is totally for her safety. Love that for her. The result? Her brain is buffering while her heart's already playing the full video on autoplay. It makes her act stubborn, weird, and suspicious. Honestly, growth. If you're still here, congrats! You've survived more resets than Evangeline's brain. Maybe reward yourself with a click before the next curse hits. By now, betrayal isn't shocking, it's the weather forecast. Allies flip, enemies smile. Every truce smells like a scam. Evangeline finally starts asking the right question. Who benefits? It's not glamorous, but it's survival. And survival in this world is basically an Olympic sport. Our favorite Chaos Prince is still hiding behind smirks, but the cracks are showing. Exhaustion. Actual kindness. A moment where he forgets the act. There's even a scene where he almost tells the truth. Almost. He starts, stops, tries again, and finally lets a fragment slip. It doesn't fix anything, it just complicates everything, which is peak Jax. Imagine being allergic to sincerity. That's him. Meanwhile, Apollo's transformation is complete. Golden Retriever to corporate overlord. He treats containment like compassion. Writes rules, calls them safety, and people clap because at least it sounds stable. Sir, that's not love. That's HR-approved gaslighting. Someone give this man a LinkedIn badge and manipulation. The Tree of Souls is less spooky folklore, more IRS with roots. It tracks every deal and always collects. Money, blood, heartbreak, no coupons accepted. And in Book 3, it's not just background horror, it's the auditor. Deals get tested, lies get punished, and anyone trying to be clever gets absolutely roasted by evil landscaping. Finally, Evangeline stops being a passive disaster and starts choosing. Not perfect choices, messy, painful ones. Trade a memory to save someone. Withhold truth to prevent carnage. Accept an ally who smells like betrayal. None of it's pretty, but at least she's steering now. Romantic disaster Barbie is gone. Romantic disaster with bite has entered the chat. The big showdown isn't swords, it's words. Jax and Apollo go full verbal cage match and Evangeline's caught in the middle. Every accusation hits like a punch. Every truth untangles part of the curse. And then there's that one line, sharp, blunt, unavoidable, that makes the whole room stop and rethink the math. Honestly, better than a fight scene. The tree demands payment and the price isn't symbolic. It's blood, memory, and futures. The kind of sacrifices that leave scars. No, take my pinky toe and call it even. Nope. Full devastation. And that's how the ending earns its weight. Survival costs something real. Like, comment, subscribe, because these bargains are brutal and we deserve hazard pay. In a shocking twist, Jax drops a truth bomb with no strings attached. No manipulation, no scheme, just honesty. It costs him everything, but it finally gives Evangeline space to choose freely. For once, he didn't play the game, and that's the move that changes everything. Apollo keeps tightening control until it snaps. Allies drift. His empire of care reveals itself as what it really is: obsession and gold armor. Modern Apollo, he definitely demand your phone password for trust and then cry when you change your wallpaper. The curse unravels, but it doesn't sparkle away Disney style. Threads break, scars stay, and trauma sits there like uninvited confetti. The survivors don't erase it, they map it. They talk about it. They build tiny routines around it. Healing isn't cute, but hey, at least nobody's kissing poison anymore. So what's the reward? Micro victories. A day without panic, a memory that doesn't stab, a choice she actually owns. Fairy tale ending? Nah, scars are the new accessories. And honestly, they look good on her. Evangeline, scarred, sharper, steering her own life. Jax, more human, still a disaster, finally honest. Apollo, walking cautionary tale in villain rehab. The tree, firewood candidate, fingers crossed. So yeah, Once Upon a Broken Heart didn't serve us a shiny fairy tale. It served chaos, curses, trauma, and a heroine who stood up anyway. If you wanted neat, happily ever afters, wrong series. If you wanted messy survival that slaps, you're in the right place. If you made it this far without throwing your book across the room, subscribe. You've got stronger nerves than Evangeline.